Okay, so you have a fresh install of Certify. Let's start using it. So the first step is to create your organization's identity and then basically the user account associated with it. I'll just call them admin, continue, set a password, and let's set a PIN code. 123 and 123 is very secure. Don't let people fool you. And let's set up a domain. Now this is the domain your DID would be tied to. And this domain is which would be signing all the credentials. So you would just want to make sure that it's actually the one you want. And then click continue and continue. And now this is the time we wait. Okay, here we go. Here's our recovery phrase. Continue. Here's our DVID key. You can click to copy and then go here to your DNS record. And as it said, we can update this, save. Record updated, perfect. Let's go back here, continue, and here we are. Now let's create a new credential. Now let's call this Diamond Hands. Credential reference code could be DMD, HNDS. And credential type, let's say it's a certificate. Valid for a period of 100 years, custom field. So holding since, and this can be a date. And holding amount. This can be a number at another field. Holding unit, so DI, GI, MI, whatever it is, and we can call this a text input. And let's save this template, and now people would be able to apply for this. And any applications they make come straight to our applications part. So let's see how you can set up your identity. Now, the first step is entering a profile name. I can just call it test DID. Oops. Let's just call it DID. Create new identity. Now, this does take a bit again because proof of work, but this time it's only one time, so it should take only a few seconds. There we go. Continue. Let's enter a password, and let's enter another password, and save password. PIN 123 123. As I said, 123 123 is extremely secure. Continue, and 123 123. Log in, and here it is. Here's our Vera application. Now we don't have any credentials, so nothing is displayed here, but that's where they would go. And now let's link this with our Certify account. So we can go here to user register. You can just like click the register link. It would take you exactly here on the landing page. So let's call this user. The password can be pass, I don't know, register. And now once we're here, new application, certificate, Diamond Hands, and now you can click on scan. Here we go. And now we can choose a date. So let's go to, I don't know, 2016. Someone can be holding since then. Let's enter a date, holding amount, let's say 1200 IOTA. Submit application. Now it appears as pending here. And if we go right here, we have this pending application as well. And we can view it and we can confirm this application. Now, if we come back to our Vera app, then this appears as a credential that we have. We can take a look at it, and here you see it has been sent to us. Now let's see how we can set up a cloud vault. Now I already have a Cloud Vault instance running. I think it's running on this port. Yes. Now the QR would be censored for you. So let's scan the code. And once you scan it, you would be greeted with this screen. The QR contains my public IP address, and it needs to get that to, well, like connect with your phone. So that's why it's censored. So let's set up a username and a password for our Cloud Vault. Never, and here we have our Cloud Vault instance. Now we can create a new profile with a credential, but it's actually better. Let's let's get a few more credentials. So there it is. We have 3 Diamond Hand certificates. One is for 1200 IOTA, and then there would be another one for 1200 IOTA, and there would be another one for 1200 MIOTA. Now, yeah, these are the ones we have. Let's go to profiles, new profile. And let's call this profile whale profile. And let's have all 3 of these selected, save profile, and here's our whale profile. Now we can edit to see which domains we want to authorize. We can edit the name. We can edit what we want to show in these profiles. Now, by default, with profiles, what we're doing is everything is censored. So everything here is censored. Everything here is censored, so nothing gets shared. So what profiles are for is to put up your verifiable credentials for certain websites. So let's say you want your credentials to be accessible by your portfolio page or something. Then you can just authorize your domain, and anyone, like any request made from that domain, would be able to access it. So we have our whale profile, and yeah. So you can choose which domains have what access to your information. Now, since zero knowledge proof is en route, right now it's and like more of an arbitrage service which does the check and forwards the censored data. Once zero knowledge proof is done, we would be able to do this completely, like the validation of verifiable credentials, completely client side. So this is profiles. So let's say Cloud Vault in action. My screen's a bit screwed up right now, but I think you can see it. It says client is not authorized to access this profile. It's because this IP or this domain has not been authorized. Now, if I go to my Vera app, I go to this profile. And if I go to the settings here, I can add a domain, but it's more of, I want to add an IP 192.168.1.12, I think. Add and save. And now if I refresh, now it actually does not outright reject since it's still loading. That's because it needs to, well, validate all of these also, and it gives me the result dvid is true, vc is true. And now what you can do is like just add this API call to any of your websites. So let's say you're making a portfolio website, and then you can display all of your credentials right there. Amazing, right? So let's say you realize that, well, you screwed up and this person does not deserve this. So you can revoke the application. Now, it does take a bit of time since there is proof of work involved, and we are revoking the Merkle key which signed this. Okay, so I went ahead and I revoked all of these applications, and now let's see if this credential is valid anymore or not. Okay, so now let's verify if our credential is valid or not. So this is the one that we had just revoked. Send. And it would no longer be valid on VC, and dvid would still return true since that's the domain signature. That has nothing to do with the key which signed it. So these are like two different keys which are doing this. So this one is false now, but the domain signature remains true. So VC would come out to be false. Now let's see how you can share credentials with each other. Okay, so I have two devices, and here they are. One contains a credential, the other can be used to verify it. So let me focus on this first. Now we can hide the amount, and let's hide the unit. Let's share credential. On the other one, I'll just click start scan, and oops, yep, there we go. Verifying, and now since I had revoked all of these, this should fail on VC level and still pass on domain, since domain has absolutely nothing to do with the DID for now. So it has a big red unverified and then a verified on the domain. So yeah, these are the two checks that we have.